still using RDBMS. Yes, there are no SQL databases still around, but they are primarily being used for reporting or business intelligence. But if you talk about transaction system, they are still relying on RDBMS. But if you talk about Web 3.0, it's going to be highly different, right? So it's going to be a semantic content, right? So when I say semantic context, it's going to be a context given content. So when you search, it's going to actually take the context along with it to give you the semantic content. Then metaverse world. So talking about more rather than physical world is going to also include the virtual world, metaverses, and the application going to be decentralized and it's going to heavily relying on parallel or edge computing. And some of the latest technology like blockchain and other things would be used to distribute the services, right? So this is going to be more smarter, more intelligent network or internet, we're going to say, if we're going to experience in Web 3.2. Now, talking about the technology which are going to primarily contributing towards Web 3.2, you can see all these are innovative technology. Those are not still mature to the stage, but there are a lot of work being done on them to get them mature, to get them that they can be implemented in the business application. So starting about a blockchain technology. So blockchain is again decentralized, highly secured technology. A lot. This is now getting used. All we know that it's going to use in bitcoins, in cryptocurrencies, and a lot of financial applications are being built on the top of it. So blockchain is going to be a pioneer technology to support Web 3.2. Of course, cryptocurrencies, rather than using only our currency supported by the countries, their own countries, the digital currency would also be a highly contributing towards Web 3.2. In all the all-night transaction would include cryptocurrencies. Then artificial intelligence and machine learning. So that's gonna make our interaction with the internet more smarter, more intelligent, right? The metaverse, right? Talking about virtual world where we can have a different identity, we can have a different thing which we cannot actually physically go there and experience, but we can virtually experience. 3D graphics, right now we are mostly relying on the 2D graphics, two-dimensional. 3-dimensional graphics would be the trend, right? And right now our computing is mostly centralized where our machines are processing our computation, but it's going to be now highly relying on the distributed or edge computing. Smart contracts, again, it's a part of the blockchain where nobody controls any transaction, nobody control any processing. These are contract running on the blockchain infrastructure like Ethereum, and this smart contract will govern the application processing. And decentralized app, right? So decentralized app is again the application which are running on the blockchain infrastructure, not in control of any central control. It's a decentralized and all community would basically monitor this. So these are the primary set of technologies which is highly going to contribute in Web 3.2. And again, as time passes, there would be more technology would be evolving and contributing towards evolution of Web 3.2. Now, talking about key features of Web 3.2, right? So first thing is connectivity and ubiquity, right? So right now, if we need to use our smart devices or devices to the internet, what we need, we either connect them to the phones or laptops. This is primarily we do that way, right? But moving forward, this devices would be replaced by the smart devices. So all, including our fans, including our lights, everything is going to be connected to the internet, right? So the connectivity as a part of Web3.2 is going to be ubiquitous. Everything, everywhere, everything would be connected and accessible. So that's the Web 3.2. It's not only about the content, it's also about the whole network and the participant to the network. So all humans, devices, everything. It's a home appliances, or you talk about your cars, or you talk about anything, all would be connected to the internet, and those would be communicating and exchanging the data. So that's going to be the connectivity and ubiquity. Now, semantic web, right? The second feature is semantic web. So I already given you one example of it. So for example, right now what we search for example, I would like to buy, say, iPhone, right? I search for iPhone. It gives me all the information about iPhone. It gives me the stores based on my location nearby. It gives me all the details about the iPhone, different application or website selling iPhone. So it gives me all the information related to iPhone, because the way it currently searches, it searches based on the, the text which I'm entering. But that's not enough, right? Because it requires me to go through all the content and get the sense out of it, right? But semantic web is going to be completely changed. So once the semantic web is available, I can search that I want to buy. So my search would be more like a context driven, like, I want to buy iPhone 13, right? In a blue color, and I need a Inspire store nearby, which is open till 8 p.m. and which is providing my discount of 10% and also accept payment through UPI, right? So what I'm trying to search is that I want to buy iPhone 13, and I want to buy
Sir, please unmute yourself. Sir, please unmute yourself.
Okay, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize I was on mute. Okay. Let me just okay. I'm sorry. I've been talking a lot, but I didn't realize I was on mute. Okay. So let me just give you another example on semantic web. So I was talking about earlier on the purchase of iPhone. So basically, with iPhone purchase, now when we used to give, or currently we search on the Google on iPhone, it gives you just information about iPhone or nearby store or the website or application which are selling it, right? But uh, with the uh, with the semantic bag, we could do actually context driven search. So for example, I want to buy an iPhone 13 with say 120 GB of RAM, and it should be available within 3 kilometers of my range in a store which is open until 8 p.m. Right? It should be offering say 10%, at least 10% of discount, and should be accepting the payment through UPI. So this kind of information we can go to semantic web, and it should actually be returning a store or set of stores which fulfill this all this condition and give me the result accordingly. So this is how it's going to be the future of the search, or intelligent or smarter search moving forward, right? Now talking about decentralization is basically the current applications are owned and controlled by a single person or single set of people, right? Decentralized application like the application which are running on, say, blockchain, right? Once these applications are deployed, they are owned by all the participants on that network, right? So it's very difficult to temper or user, make them or use them properly and stop any wrong use of it, right? The next feature is that, and it's also very important, that Web 3.0 is open, trustless, and permissionless. I think that's very important aspect we should understand. First is open, which means that it's going to be built using open source technology. First, second thing is going to be open to be accessible to everyone, and third is going to be controlled by a community, not a single person or an organization, right? All the participant of the network, they are going to control it. So you don't require any third party to application to trust, right? It's going to be trusted, or it's going to be controlled or governed by all the members of that network, right? And it's going to permissionless, means it's going to be accessible to everyone, right? So the monopoly which had been created by big tech giant, that's going to be go away, and users would be more like a king, and they would be owning their own data. They would be have more control on what kind of content they are consuming, and all the content creator would also have a greater responsibility, right? So that's the theme of Web 3.0. And on the top of it, artificial intelligence. I think that's something is going to play a huge role moving forward, right? Right now, the content which we are getting is purely the way it has been written and being thrown at us, right? But AI is going to change the whole scenario. The internet is going to be get more smarter based on my preferences, based on my own habits. What kind of content I like, the content is going to be filter out and push on me. What kind of product I purchase, this all things going to be more automated. It's going to be more prediction or forecast based, rather than just throwing by guessing that this product might be liked by this person. So AI is going to play a huge role, pulling out the data and the patterns among it and generating the business insights to help businesses. So that's the huge role is being played by artificial intelligence. So these are the 5 main key features Web 3.0 gonna have. Now moving to the next slide. Now we're gonna talk about what are going to be the application of Web 3.0. So Web 3.0 is gonna touch upon all aspects of our lives, right? Not only the technology space, but also about business, education, everything is going to be touched upon, right? So as you can see, it's going to be more transparent. So another aspect of Web 3.0 is transparency. Since the application would be running on, say, blockchain infrastructure, is going to be governed by everyone, not by a single person. There would be more transparency in businesses, in the communication, is going to be more transparency, right? Now, the power would be with the users. So they own their data, they govern their data, and this will basically help. So the companies which are stealing the user data and selling it off, that trend would go down, right? Because the user would own the data. They would use it the way they want it. They would like to, govern this whole thing, right? Then the AI would also help in devising the better marketing strategy, better sales strategy, right? Based on the data, based on the experiences of the users, right? How they are interacting with their applications, how they're using their products. They would be more smarter. They would be able to sell, market their product in a smarter and intelligent way, right? And they would also be able to reach out to their target audiences in a better manner, right? Because their data, their experiences of the user would help them to devise those strategy where they can better serve their customers, right? And there would be highly innovative technology and solution would, based on this, technology, the highly innovative solutions would start coming up, which would further serve the communities, right? And there would be more intelligent communication. So AI-based chatbots and would help to make the client and customer communication more smarter, more fruitful. So rather than just telling what the problem is, most of these devices should be able to gauge what might be the problem, and they can shorten down the time of the communications, and they could smartly or quickly resolve the issues, right? And ultimately, blockchain would make the whole thing more secure. As you would all know, that blockchain is very secure. It's almost impossible to temper any transaction within it, because it's a consensus-based protocol, right? Where everybody has to agree upon that a particular transaction is valid or not a single authority which can be hacked or which can be tempered, right? So it's a highly secure. So these are some of the applications where Web 3.0 is going to contribute. So this type of application would evolve. And as you can see, we are talking about more smarter, intelligent, secured, better user experience, faster, that kind of internet we are looking at. And those applications really going to help make our lives better, right? Now, talking about the impacts, the impact of Web 3.0 on our lives, right? So, as you can see, based on the technology and the applications, there would be more increase of applications, and new areas would evolve as we move forward, right? So more people would be connected, more application would be coming in, right? Which will make human lives quite easier and smarter, right? Then there would be, with IoT, more devices, more smart devices would be connected. So there's a lot of data would be exchanged between humans and machines. So the interaction would be more seamless, and it will help us to make our life more convenient, right? And now, as I mentioned earlier as well, the user would be owning their own data. They would be governing the data. So the chances of their data being taken by someone else used in some other way would be reduced, right? And the user can, since user is going to own their data, they can convert their data into more like NFTs or tokenized digital assets where they can actually earn revenue out of it, right? Which is currently very difficult to do that, right? Then this is going to be more future-proof technology because since the application is going to be running decentralized, right? There will be lesser risk of changing the platform or changing the infrastructure, right? Since it's going to be running decentralized. But there would be some negative challenges as well for us, right? For example, cybercrime and hate speech and other things might go up, right? Because everybody is now free to interact, free to share their views. So these things would probably go up, and it's going to be huge pain for on governing or monitoring this thing, right? So these are going to be impacts, and everything would has their positive and the negative impacts. So hopefully we would have something around it which could really help to curb down the negative impacts of it. But I'm sure there are going to be more positive impacts of Web 3.0. So the bottom line is, what I can see that with Web 3.0 is going to be a new internet which have a customized browsing, search experience view. It's going to be more smarter, intelligent, decentralized, right? And user is going to be the king. They're gonna own their data, right? And they're gonna have a very richer and smarter experience. But there would be some challenges, especially related to regularity or compliance, that would also be there, right? But in overall, it's gonna be a very different and more richer and more smarter experience with Web 3.0. And with Web 3.0, there would be a lot of innovations coming. There are a lot of different application coming in, business coming in. There would be a lot of opportunity to build new products and innovate, right? So that's my last take on this particular subject. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thanks for giving me an opportunity to interact with you. It was really nice talking to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for giving such a advice.
Okay, guys. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Sir.
Sir, 2 minutes.
Sure.
Sir, we have a vote of thanks for you. Sir, wait for 5 minutes.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, sir. Sir, I, Vikrant Nahar, on the behalf of IPS Academy, Institute of Engineering and Science, first of all, extend my wishes to for our Almighty God and sincere thanks to Almighty God for making this event resounding success. With the blessing on God, we are able to make this event what it was. On the behalf of our institute, I extend a really heart vote of thanks to you, our prominent speaker, Mr. Madan Agrawal, sir, who spared his time from his busy schedule to grace the occasion. Today, we had an opportunity to hear your thoughts, and this surely will going to encourage us in future events. Your thoughts have enlightened our minds and shown us a new path. My gratitude to all speakers for gracing the occasion and sharing their opinions today. Again, today I, Vikrant Nahar, on the behalf of our institute, I sincerely thank you, sir, and thank you for sharing your valuable knowledge and precious time with us. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Have a nice evening. Bye-bye.